Two of the biggest names in strongman finally go head to head. So we are talking Mariusz Pudzianowski, the 5-time winner of World's Strongest Man, taking on Edward Hall, 1-time winner of World's Strongest Man, but the man that first pulled 500 kilos. Absolute beast. These two will collide in an MMA match in KSW in Poland in April.
Yeah, so it says on the 26th of April. Now, I was reading Eddie's post, and maybe I'm nitpicky, but it says on there, Mariusz Pudzianowski, he tags him, signed the contract already. So I don't know that it's 100% confirmed, but like Googling it, it
seems to be happening. I know other YouTubers have put videos out about this. Eddie Hall's been training for this for a while.
Mariusz shared an article about it, so I'm guessing it's going ahead.
Yeah, and the fact that it's happening in KSW in Poland makes sense because I know Mariusz is contracted to them.
Okay.
And I think that was the initial issues that they were having is finding a neutral ground to fight on. It looks like it's going to happen in Poland. Now, I know Ollie Thompson has fought Mariusz Pudzianowski in Poland and a couple of other athletes. Eddie's giving himself a disadvantage right at the start. You know, you can read into that what you will, but it's a strange system because they're just doing 2 rounds.
Yeah, 2 4-minute rounds.
Yeah, so very easy to have a draw come out of that situation.
Yes.
I hope that's not the case. I hope we get a definitive winner in this one.
Because would 3 rounds be normal?
Normal is 3 rounds. Championship match would normally be 5 rounds,
okay.
Say in the UFC or something like that. And it's 5 minutes rather than 4 minutes.
Okay.
But that's irrelevant. 4 minutes is still very tough when you're grappling or in a cage with someone that's...
With Eddie on top of you or under you. Or
beat each other up.
Yeah.
So as we said, I mean, 6 times winners of World's Strongest Man between them. Eddie Hall, first man to deadlift 500 kilos. He is an absolute beast. He's been training more for boxing over the last few years.
Yeah.
However, he has been focusing hard on the grappling side of things. And Mariusz has been doing MMA for a long time now. He's had a number of matches, won some, lost some, but there's a lot more experience in the game.
Yeah, so I mean, it feels like everything would be working in Mariusz's favour. Eddie is the younger, stronger, larger man.
Yeah, I was going to say there's like pros and cons. I think if it was boxing, Eddie would have a bit more of an advantage, to be quite honest. Now, he is certainly the bigger man by quite a bit as well. I think Eddie still weighs around 160 kilos. It's in pretty good shape for a man of that size.
Yeah.
Whereas Mariusz, you'd probably think would be the fitter man, being around 120. However, Mariusz is 48 years old.
Yes.
So much, much older athlete.
Now, and I read that he's chinny.
Chinny.
Yeah.
He has been knocked out a couple of times, yeah. There's been kind of talk that he's got a bit of a glass chin. I don't want to say that because I've never fought the guy and I wouldn't want to get in the ring with him. But
plus, this is a strongman channel, not a chin channel. Like, we don't really know.
I mean, hopefully with me, you'd miss the chin and hit the beard. But it's going to be an interesting battle. Really, I think a lot of fans of fighting and strongman will enjoy this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I mean, Eddie hasn't done many fights, but I've watched them all.
Yeah.
Especially the what was it? The freak organisation. What do they call themselves? With the twins.
Yeah,
were they twins?
They were.
Yeah.
No, this is much more interesting for me.
Yeah, me too.
And you know, I think I want Eddie to win. I like Mariusz, but I want Eddie to win this. I think.
Why? Do you dislike Mariusz?
No, I don't dislike Mariusz, but I want to get behind the Brit. But I sort of respect Eddie's evolving kind of future, I guess. He's kind of he dominated strongman or did what he wanted to achieve in strongman. I wouldn't say he dominated strongman. He did what he wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
But he's an athlete first and foremost, and being an athlete myself, it's very hard to give up.
Yeah.
And, you know, he had that boxing match with Thor, which didn't turn out how he wanted. He's got a little bit into arm wrestling.
But he's largely been an entertainer for the last few years, hasn't he?
But this is quite a tough match, I think, for him. And I like Mariusz. I've competed with Mariusz before. Early on in my career, I got to compete with him quite a bit. And, yeah, I think the fact that if it was in a more neutral place, I'd be a bit more, all right, I don't mind who wins. But I'm good friends with Ollie Thompson, and he's been over... And he didn't like the way it worked out there. Just that inside information just makes me feel like...
Eddie's going to be disadvantaged going into this.
Yeah. I think it won't be...
So we're backing Eddie then.
So we're going to back Eddie.
Yeah.
if we see a great fight, that's always
what we
good.
want, yeah.
But it is going to be interesting watching this and seeing how the older guy, but the lighter guy, competes against the bigger, more. I mean, if you're looking at pure power right now, you've got to give that
Eddie's
to Eddie.
stronger, 100%.
Fitness, you'd probably give to Mariusz, but I mean, he was a super fit strongman. A little bit different when you kind of train in fitness for mixed martial arts. However, he's still in decent shape. But yes, closing in on 50, does that affect it at all? Who knows? With the 2 rounds, Eddie can probably cope with that quite well, I think.
Yeah, 8 minutes of hard work, he'll be all right.
he should be. I mean, was it 6 rounds in the boxing?
Was it 6? I thought maybe it was 8.
Yeah, you might be right. So he should be able to cope with that pretty well. It'd be interesting to see if it stays on their feet.
You get to have a lie down in them.
You don't. Honestly, the worst thing is to have someone on top of you.
It's a strong man's wife, I know. Sorry. Carry on.
No, but in MMA, when someone's on top of you and you're kind of trying to fight them off, it's very, very draining. Anyway, let's move on to more strongman topics. Right, what else have we got?
All right, so we'll go back to being serious now. So, Strongman Corporation have officially and publicly apologised for the delays that affected the Pro-Am Strongman competition at the Arnold Arnold Sports Festival this year.
Yeah.
So it's been quite widely publicised. Quite a few athletes have spoken about it, but there were massive delays on the first day, which affected the event. So one event was dropped completely. Another event was changed very last minute. So the guys had a really late finish. Like, people's families were apparently told to leave because the place had closed.
The whole place closed. Now, there was a lot of things that weren't good in terms of the organisation with the Pro-Am. And I'm saying that because I want it to be better, not to try and kick people when they're down. New owners of Strongman Corp, obviously a little bit less experienced.
Maybe bit off a little bit more than they could chew.
I think so. A couple of points. I mean, I went to the athletes meeting because I had a few athletes competing, and straight away you could see that no one was really taking charge. And you've got a room full of competitors that all want things their own way. You need someone in there to say, no, this is it. This is how it's going to be done. And you need to, There was also the talk of they allowed too many people to enter. Well, you've got to cap things. You can't just let people keep entering and entering. It's the Arnold Pro-Am. There's a lot of excited athletes that want to compete at the Arnolds. You need to make it kind of, a set number that you can cope with. And just a few things that just need to be better. I think communication always can be better. Athletes were told, it'll be starting soon, and then it was just, there was no information. Different people were asking questions, getting different answers from different people. So there's things that need to get better. I don't want to delve too much into that. It's good that they've apologised.
And to be fair, taken full accountability. It's a very long apology that they put out on Reddit really in particular. So I'm going to link it.
I think they've put it out. They've put it into Instagram, all over the place.
They have, but the one on Reddit was the longest one I read, and it went into a lot more detail. So I'm going to link that in the description.
I mean, they even said they're going to allow the people that didn't make the finals to have free entry next year.
They are,
I actually think maybe you've got to allow some of the guys that made the final as well, because even though they made the final, maybe they've been affected by the changes in things, and
everyone was affected.
Everyone was. So I don't like if you just give it to them but not them.
Well, they were lucky to make the final, maybe, but they were
exactly that. However, the winners of both shows that will be competing at the pro shows next year did fantastic. On the women's side?
So, on the women's side was Katie Blunden from Australia. So she's going to be the first Australian athlete out of men and women to be in the pro show at the Arnold Strongman Classic. So Katie, relatively unknown, I guess, on the pro scene. However, she did come fourth for OSG last year, so just a few months ago.
Really great performance from Katie. And then on the men's side, Andrew Burton, who was one of my athletes, who he was fantastic because some of the changes really affected him.
Really disadvantaged him.
They took out some of his best events, and he still managed to take the win. So that was awesome to see. Cannot wait to see those guys in the Arnolds next year.
So we are now less than 4 weeks out from the next big strongman competition. It's going to be Europe's Strongest Man. There's a lot of buzz about this one because for the first time ever, we have 4 returning champions in Alexei Novikov, Pavlo Kordiaka, Luke Richardson, and the reigning champion Luke Stoltman. We have Mateusz Kieliszkowski competing back at Giant Side for the first time in 6 years.
6 years we haven't seen him. That's pretty crazy.
So it's a star-studded event. Unfortunately, we have lost Pavlo Nekonechny to a back injury. So we hope his rehab and continued progress goes well there. But do you want to quickly run through the other guys that are in this lineup?
We've got Parador, Ivor Schmaxlis, who was just a whisker away from winning last year.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
He was so close against Luke Stockman.
He's good at Europe's.
He is always good at Europe's. Rauno Hainler, he's looking in good shape right now. Andre Foytu, he looks super strong in his training. Nick Camby, Andy Flynn, and Paddy Haynes. So, great lineup. Events, carry and drag, overhead medley, axle deadlift for reps, shield carry, and Atlas stones.
Yeah, so to give a little bit more detail about that, that is the anchor carry into the drag that they've done a couple of times. I think the last one was at the World Tour Finals.
That's right. And the overhead medley is 4 objects that need to be lifted each twice.
Yes, yeah. So it's,
that's pretty tough.
What is it? It's a dumbbell? Is it a block press?
I think it's a dumbbell, block, axle perhaps,
and a safe lift. Yeah, so quite exciting.
Yeah, it might be a log actually, I'm not sure. But 4 different implements that need to be lifted, and I'm guessing if they do all of them, it'll be the fastest time.
Yeah.
But
the axle deadlift for reps is the blobs, as I call them, the 350 kilo blob. You know what I mean when I say it though. It's not the wheels. It's not the wheels.
Yes. Yeah.
They've got the giant size shield carry for max distance. I think that's 200 kilos. Is it 180 or 200? Something like that. And it's just always the heavy set of stones now, isn't it?
It is indeed. Yeah. And then I should imagine people that place high that haven't qualified for Worlds could well get an invite to Worlds from this show. So
yeah.
Still lots to play for the athletes that haven't qualified for World's Strongest Man. Any early predictions? Are we going to save that for another video?
We need to do a proper prediction video. I need to analyse everything because there's so much hype around, like Mateusz could become the Europe's Strongest Man. I think so many fans want that. But
it's going to be hard.
It is going to be hard.
It's going to be
really
really
hard.
This is a tough
lineup. And I was looking, because Pavlo Cordiaco is also not a great deadlifter, and he has won this when there was a deadlift and it was 5 events. But I was looking at what did he do in the other events. He won like 3 of them, and he came second in 1.
Yeah.
So,
and we know like Kiliashkovsky's capable of that, but he's also not quite back to his best. He's coming back from injuries.
Well, he might be better than he was at the Magnus Van
I'm sure he will be, but like, I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, he wasn't then when we saw him, definitely.
I know both of us are big Kiliashkovsky fans. However,
You're his fan, I'm his friend.
We have to appreciate the level of the other athletes as well.
No, absolutely.
I mean, we're all bigging up Luke Richardson coming into Britain's.
And then it fell apart.
You never know what's going to happen. Luke Stockman is a driven man right now, and he's always done well at Europe's Strongest Man.
Babyface turned heel has got him, got him all intense.
I mean, we talk about guys like Ivers. He's been so close a number of times. He'll want to win.
What shape is Alexei in?
Absolutely. I hope he's in good shape.
Oh, I hope he's in good shape.
There's lots to talk about in Europe, so we can fill that in another video. Yeah. But that's the news for this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you guys next time.